everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching that earwax removal compilation video today. 3 patients in this compilation video for you. So you can see this first patient here has come through, always coming through with very blocked ears obviously, but you can see that it's very wet, very kind of sticky around the edges, but a little bit more solid in the center. So the surface of this wax is quite wet. So I'm just popping the suction tube on here. Obviously the patients do tend to use some drops before they come along, which helps to soften the surface of the wax. That can help us get a better grip. But what you can see here is as we're trying to get a grip on this wax, it's just sucking all the sort of surface softer bits off. And we're just getting a grip on that slightly harder section there at the bottom. I'm just going to lift that up, which is what you can see us doing here. And we're going to need to try and twist this just a little bit to get it out of the ear canal. A little bit of dry skin there. You can see that much lighter color underneath. It's usually an indication of a little bit of dry skin there. So we're just going to get a grip on this side section. Very slow kind of wiggling to try and work this out. You can see that much softer bits there. As we lift this up, you'll actually see it as we start pulling it away. It looks like quite a big chunk, and then the suction gets hold of it and sucks it up towards the top of the tube. There we are. You can see all that coming away. So a little hard lump that was sitting at the back. And just a little bit of tidying up here on the edge. Get that slightly harder section. So you can see how these two would have been connected with that little bit of dry skin there on the left-hand side. So just working this larger lump down the canal, patient feeling much better already. While you're doing suction, sometimes when you get a grip on these harder pieces, as you pull them forwards, it creates that little gap which allows the sound through. So the patient will notice a difference almost straight away. And eardrum there looking nice and healthy. You can see little bits of loose wet wax. So we've got, oh my goodness, we've got, oh, don't do it sideways, 2 centimeters, oh gosh, just, I haven't got my easy read ruler, just over ½ an inch. Close enough. You can see those blocks there that came out of that one ear. This got a chestnutty color as well, so not being in there too long for this one, but just enough to dry it out a little bit. So this is the second patient in the compilation. You can see quite a humid ear canal, misting the lens of the endoscope straight away, and quite a hard piece of wax. You can see this. Look at the difference in color. You've got these kind of lighter patches, these harder bits. The harder bits and the darker sections there, they tend to be the bits that have been a little bit longer. So I'm aiming for that one to get a good grip. The slightly looser material at the top here, you can see it's crumbling away, this lighter material coming away quite easily. A little bit more of an awkward one to get out just because it's a funny shape. It's sloped down at the front, so we're having to kind of twist it in the canal. Let's see if we can get that back section of this plug moving forwards. So you can see I've spun it here, lots of dead sort of dry skin that's running down the side of this. You can see a little tail running off there on the right hand side as well. So we're just gonna bring this down from the top now, a little bit of a wiggle. There we go, just to sneak it out from underneath the top of the ear canal. A bit more wiggling. There we are. You can see with these little bits of dry skin will hold on. So you might find there's a little bit further in then that's just kind of stopping this from wiggling all the way out. There we go, out that pops. So as we lift that up, there we are. You can see that kind of tail section I was talking about that was sitting just behind it with all dry skin on it. So where we got that front section moving, there was a piece of dry skin that connected into that back section of that plug. Couple of little bits, just loose little bits. So we'll just quickly hoover those up. There we go. And that little bit to the left-hand side as well. That should all disappear inside the suction. There you go. And eardrum there looking lovely and healthy as well. Lovely and shiny. Patient hearing so much better with that one. So into our third patient now. Sorry, this is the second ear, I'm sorry, of that particular patient. So we'll see with this one, you've got this almost a horseshoe shape at the bottom where gravity's pulled this wax down, it's dried into this really hard sort of curved shape here at the bottom of the canal. Now, can't get a good suction grip, so kind of improvising a little bit here, using the side of the suction tube just to get a grip just gently on the surface, along with the suction grip that we can get when it's a little bit flatter, just to draw it forward so I can spin this edge now. There we go, and hold on to that slightly looser material underneath and that slightly softer wax there, and we'll maneuver this out of the canal. Obviously, because it's that kind of that U shape, we've got to bend it and twist it around to get it out. There we are, very hard. That piece of wax was actually really dry. So imagine with your ear canal movement, with jaw movement, sorry, your ear canal is going to be flexing back and forth like this, so it's going to be pressing against those sides. So this is what we removed. So you can see we've got 3 centimeters, a little bit easier to read because it's the right way up. Or I would say, I don't know, an inch and a quarter, just over, maybe a little bit. So you can see about 3 centimeters. I can't do inches, guys. I'm really trying to do this. I miss my easy read ruler when I'm in my other clinic. So we can see that this last patient in the compilation, very, very dry piece of wax. Lots of little hairs all sticking out the top of it as well. It's not unusual to get hairs embedded in the wax. And obviously when the wax dries, it hardens around those hairs. So sometimes they can almost look like little tiny spiky hedgehogs in there because there's so many little tiny ear hair trims all coming around the sides, and they can tickle against the canal wall. So we've got a good grip on this softer section. Out that pops. There we go. And then we're just going to work on this harder lump behind. You can see a little bit of dry skin flicking up to meet the suction there as well. So we're just going to draw this out. You can see those tiny little hairs on there all sticking out at different angles, you can see. And then if we take a look, a little bit of loose wax and skin here. So just drawing the suction tube along just to hoover those little bits up. There we go. And there as well. That little bit of loose skin that we can see flicking out, just dropping over the top of it there, just to nip it off at source there so it stays attached. And then we'll take a look behind. Eardrum looking very healthy, good light reflex on there as well. Just over 2 centimeters. There you go. And for that one, it should, oh, actually, it's probably about 2 centimeters. I could have shoved that across a little bit. So it's probably about 2 centimeters, that one. And 3/4 of an inch. That's easy. So look, patient very, very happy to get those out. So we spoke to you today, 3 different ones in this one, all quite quick ones, but good ones to watch. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did voicing it over. I promise I will work on inches. As always, guys, take care of your ears, take care of yourselves, and take care of one another, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.